Hi guys, welcome back to the next episode of For the Love of Oats. For the love of God, we haven't seen each other in a really long time, and we have not done a podcast in a really long time. As you all well know, welcome to the apocalypse, the coronavirus apocalypse. So this is the reason why myself and the stacked Jack Richardson are no longer together every day. It's a sad state of affairs.
We've had to go on a break.
We've had to go on a break, like Ross and Rachel in Friends. We are on a break.
I love it. I love that show.
I know, I do, right? You've got a lot more time to kind of like watch it now and catch up on the old series, I suppose.
I haven't. I've actually got less time.
Yeah, well, this is it, isn't it? You're no longer a bodybuilder.
I'm not.
You are no longer a bodybuilder. So this is obviously a very, very quick one that we're doing today because we felt like we needed a bit of a catch up, and then we thought that this should be shared with everybody. So yeah, tell us why you're not a bodybuilder anymore. What's going on?
So obviously, with the world going to shit, I work at the gym. I PT out of a gym, and obviously the gyms have closed. Now I'm still online coaching, but I didn't really want to wait about to see whether I'm going to get reimbursed for what I would lose out of the gym. So what I've done is I've picked up some shifts at Tesco, which is where I used to work. I actually worked on that for when I was doing my first prep in 2016. So I haven't worked there for about 3 years. So it's very, very weird going back there now. I've literally, since I've left Tesco, started my business, and I've literally lived every day in fitness and everything. Now I'm back working in a supermarket. I'm doing like 25,000 steps a day.
Whoa.
25. I know, crazy. Like I'm getting up.
You're going to lose all your gains from doing all of those steps, man. You do know that.
I know. To be fair, I've been piling the food in, and I've actually gained weight.
Nice.
Nothing can beat my appetite.
Indeed. No, that's true.
My appetite triumphs all the way through. I did like 50,000 steps. I was eating for.
Yeah.
It just gives me an excuse to be a fat boy. But no, it's weird, man. It feels like someone's just giving me my old life back. Someone's gone, right, have your old life back. You have no say. Boom. So it's very bizarre. Very bizarre.
How are you getting on in terms of like training and stuff like that? Are you managing to do some at-home workouts?
In terms of training, I'm fortunate enough to be using someone's let me use their home gym, so which I'm quite fortunate enough to do. And Molly, I'm taking her through some home workouts with bands and stuff like that. So I managed to get stuff done. Obviously, it's not as great as the gym, but that's a luxury. As long as you get creative with things, you can maintain muscle at the very least. But I don't even see why in some instances why you can't gain muscle. If all the variable, like some people are in a better circumstance to grow. Do you know what I mean? They don't need a crazy amount of load, or they may have the equipment at home, and they're resting all the time. Say if they aren't going to work, they've got all the time to eat and recover and all that.
Less stress.
Yeah, there's less stress as well. So you've got, I don't know, you're in a pretty optimal environment to grow. So there's a lot of people worrying about losing gains, but take into consideration this may be a perfect opportunity to actually gain. Get creative with it, and you've been getting creative with it, so as I've seen.
I know I have. I've been using my son for deadlifts and for squats. I think I now need to use my daughter for squats and deadlifts because he's just too light. So I need the progressive overload aspect of things. Indeed, progressive overload with children. That's it. Well, then I've got a Scott, and to be perfectly honest, I could probably squat him because he's only like 76 kilos, something like that. Oh, sorry, he's not even that heavy. He's giving me a dirty look now. But yeah, but no, it's again, I'm quite fortunate that I do have equipment at home. I do have about 130 kilos worth of weight at home as well, and a barbell. The only thing that is not optimal at this moment in time is the fact that my barbell is a 15k one, so it's a lot thinner than what I'm used to, and that is really, that fucks with your head, and especially when I'm adding like 220 plates. Or a plate aside on it, I'm like, that's 60, and it's like, no, it's not, it's 55. So it's like, well, that's shit.
Well, I bet if
You all of a sudden you think that you're like superhuman, and you're like, you know, you've gained 5 kilos. It's like, no, it's, you're actually just, you're decreasing the weight because you're using a little bar. So, but yeah, so that's optimal. But well, that's not optimal, should I say? But yeah, in terms of getting creative, loads of bands, loads of body weights, resistance exercises, lots of time under tension, lots of children being thrown here, there, and everywhere. And of course, the stress element, I am still fully online coaching, and that is obviously what my job was previously, before the world started being dicks. So my online business, thankfully, I've got some of the most amazing clients in the world who I did spend like the good majority of a week from 5 in the morning until about 10:30 at night, just reprogramming them, and every single one of them has got an at-home workout now. That's based brilliant. On their abilities, based on their equipment availability, and even just things like people who don't have anything, they still are getting a shit hot workout, which is awesome. You know, it is
exactly awesome. They're quite fortunate enough to have you, and this is what I mean by creativity. Got to get creative, and of course, like you know your shit, so you're able to give the people their creativity. And I've been quite fortunate as well that a lot of my clients have said, you know, I want to stay with you and support you throughout this time, and that really just reiterates, like, it just makes it quite rewarding. Of course, like I'm doing that as well as Tesco, so my average day is like I go in at probably 5 or 6 in the morning and do that, finish at 12 or 1, and then I'll finish up the online coaching there. But yeah, like yourself, Vic, I'm just passing people the home workouts, just getting them creative. It's what I found a lot of people are struggling with is motivation to train at home.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because I think this is where I've had quite a few people actually explain that on their check-ins today, saying that they're just losing motivation a little bit. And I think this is where you need to stop thinking like a bodybuilder in your home workouts. So if you are doing home workouts, you know, behind closed doors, and you're on your own and you need some self-motivation and that kind of thing, you need to stop thinking like a bodybuilder. A bodybuilder, realistically, unless they have their own home gym, they will not have the motivation to do 3 sets of 10, some drop sets and things like that, you know, to create the intensity, because you just will not have that motivation for it. Think about yourself as somebody who is going to have to adapt, and you're going to have to make the best of a difficult situation. I'm always the happy-go-lucky, shining unicorn shitting unicorn, basically. Sorry, the glittery unicorn. Unicorn shitting unicorn. Apparently, my unicorn turned into a cannibal, ate another unicorn, and then shit him out with a load of sparkles. But that's good. That would be interesting. But yeah, I'm always a happy-go-lucky, positive person. And for every single client that has told me they've lost their motivation, I've managed to find out why they've lost their motivation and talk them through it, and actually said, do you know what? Look at all the things that you have actually achieved this week. You've never been able to overhead squat a single kettlebell, and you've now managed to do it with a 16-kilo kettlebell over your head. That's really fucking hard. You know, you should see this as an opportunity to better what you are pretty damn bad at. Now, what I'm pretty damn bad at is flexibility and mobility, because I'm lazy and I don't like doing it. So what I've done is I have
Most bodybuilders don't.
Oh, we're crap. And powerlifters are exactly the same. You know, it's like, do your mobility. Yeah, I've done it. Yeah, you haven't though. And I know you haven't. And it does, and it restricts you. And the thing is that I did a podcast with Scott the other day, and we did talk about functional movement. And quite honestly, functional movement does have a huge carryover into your bodybuilding. So in terms of like progressively overloading your overhead press, I don't have heavy enough dumbbells to overload my overhead press. And I have never, ever, ever managed to press. In fact, I did it the other day because I got a PB in my garage. But
PB.
yeah, the garage PBs. But I am approximately 51 kilos. There's no way I have ever managed to strict press 51 kilos over my head. But what I can do is I can go into a handstand and I can strict handstand press my own body weight. Now I have just there and then overloaded my shoulders and improved my overhead press. So when I did go back into the garage and I was aiming for my 1 rep max of an overhead press, I pressed 6 kilos, no, actually more than that, nearly 10 kilos worth more than I've ever pressed in my overhead press before, strict press. And that is literally from turning upside down.
What steroids are you taking?
I know, right? Some illegal ones.
Illegal ones, not the legal.
I think they're hula hoops. It's the hula hoop game.
Hula hoops.
Yeah, hula hoops. They are the secret to all man-made gains, all natty gains.
Oh, the beef ones are nice. I like the beef hula hoops.
I'm not a fan.
Really?
I'm not a fan.
Like
to be fair, I
yeah.
didn't. These are quite good because they are gluten. Oh no, hang on a minute. Oh yeah, they are gluten free. Thank God for that. I was just like, holy shit. But yeah, these ones are gluten free. But they're made in a factory that obviously handles gluten, so it can say it may contain gluten. But yeah, hula hoop gains. I'm not a fan of the beef ones. Don't like those. Salt and vinegar for salt and vinegar.
Yeah, so they're classic flavors.
They are.
A bit of meat.
You like a bit of meat? Wouldn't shout that too loud. Miming. But yeah, there's so many different things that you can do. So if you are thinking like a bodybuilder and thinking that you have got to do 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 10, or a bit of a drop set here and there, and that kind of thing, don't get out of your own head in thinking like a bodybuilder or a powerlifter, because you're just going to get frustrated. You are just going to
adapting. You can see it as a bit of a challenge. That's what I'm seeing everything as at the moment. It's just learning to adapt with everything. You've got to train differently. You've probably got to do different work, or you've probably got you've got to live a different lifestyle. It's not forever. This is your challenge. The challenge makes character. It does.
totally.
Like
our challenge is not managing to train
together.
Oh,
I know. And I've been training without headphones, without a training partner, and after work, I can tell you now, the sessions are very different. Very different. Like when the gym's open, it's going to be a glorious day.
It's going to be hard. We are going to be like sore as fuck.
To
be fair, I'm sore as hell anyway.
Yeah. I'll be getting DOMs. I'll be getting DOMs with my workouts. Like a lot of people struggle with motivation as well, because they can't really associate. Well, they struggle to associate, their house with fitness as well as a place to relax.
Yeah.
I suppose this is where you need a designated area to sort of work out. That would help. You've got your garage.
It would help. Yeah, I mean, it would help. I think, like I said, with the whole motivational thing, though, I think what you've really, really got to do is actually just take a step back and just think, what is it that you want to achieve? This is not forever. And to be perfectly honest with you, right, I'm going to talk for powerlifters as well, because people are actually worried about losing strength. If there was a really big study that was done not so long back, and they actually took seasoned powerlifters and stopped them from training for, I think it was 6 months. And they literally did not pick up a weight for 6 months at all. They just went above their daily lives and that kind of thing. And then they compared it with another group who continuously trained. Okay, so continuously carried on with their training program in the gym without any other changes at all. The 1 rep maxes were basically no different. So even after 6 months of completely not touching a barbell and completely detraining themselves, when they got back into a cycle, it literally took them between 10 and 14 days to reach their 1 rep maxes to where it was before they left off. Because strength returns extremely quickly, and it is all about muscle memory. So for people who are afraid that they're going to atrophy, or, you know, because of them having to start work at Tesco's and do 25,000 steps again, or they're worried about losing strength in the long term, you won't. Even if we go into complete lockdown and you are locked in with yourself and your body for 6 months' time, when you get back into picking up a dumbbell or picking up a barbell, the strength gains will return and you will pick up where you left off. I remember I had a powerlifter, and she decided to actually not do any powerlifting for a while because she wanted to take a break from it. And for 4 months, I programmed her as a hybrid. So I run a Titan hybrid program. And she benched, but she didn't bench like a powerlifter at all. Okay, it was all hybrid. Then she came back to me and she was like, do you know what, I'm going to do some powerlifting. I want to do some powerlifting. So I'm like, okay, great. Her bench improved by 7.5 kilos, and she never benched like a powerlifter. And this is the thing, she did stupid hybrid shit like we do, like wall walks, like overhead handstands, you know, walk out or isolation holds and constant tension work. And she never bench press maxes ever. And yet 7.5 kilos, she improved her bench press and did that as a PB on a platform too, which was immense. And she was jacked as well. All of a sudden it was like, fuck, where the hell did your lats come from?
Holy shite.
Yeah, you know, and this was all things like isometric ring holds, which you don't need a set of rings for. You can do them in your living room on your sofa. Just sit in between 2 sofas and just hold yourself up tight, you know, and then hold yourself in a bottom position in a dip, and then go back up again and hold those isometrics.
Yeah.
These kind of things, they're hitting different stuff. So stop thinking like a bodybuilder and just start thinking like I don't know, like you want, oh, this is exactly what my tagline is for the hybrid Titan training. You need to train like you are going to outrun the zombies in the apocalypse. You know, zombies are fucking slow. You need to be quick. You need to be agile. You need to be climbing and jumping over bloody cars to get away from the zombies. And, you know, well, the old school zombies were really slow and kind of like dithery and stuff like that, weren't they? But in 28 days later, those fuckers can run. They sprint.
Yeah, they do. This is why you need a ray gun.
You do need a ray gun.
Yeah,
But that's taking away the point we're trying to get across in terms of, like, you know, be better with your body. But, you know, then zombies are not going to stop running after you if you lie down and do, like, you know, 3 rep maxes on your bench press. They're not going to wait for you to finish your leg extension or your leg curl. But if you can pull your own body weight up and get over a fence, you're going to outrun the zombies. So that's how I would actually do it. Be motivated to outrun the zombies rather than thinking like a bodybuilder. Hell, I'm going to be motivated to outrun them buggers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to get bitten first because of how public I am with my work. Like, I'm going to, you know, say to a customer, you're right there, and they're going to go, yeah, and then bite me.
It is. I think that's what everybody is, like, really worried about this apocalypse type thing. You know, we're all locked in and all the rest of it. I think people are actually worried that we're all of a sudden going to turn into zombies and start eating people.
There's a worry and there's a slight excitement because I've been preparing for this day for a long time. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I've played a lot of Call of Duty. Yeah. So I'm quite skilled. I was quite skilled, you know.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Nailed it. So in terms of moving forward, obviously there's not really a lot that we can explain on what we're going to be doing moving forward. However, what we will be doing is we will probably be catching up a little bit more often because of the fact that we're not together every day in terms of our training. So we will catch up a little bit more often on the podcast when you are not in the Tesco's. And I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Guys, if you want to ask us any questions or you want to get involved with some bodyweight training that we can obviously program for you, then obviously put a little comment underneath the videos, give it a like, and all the rest of it. Sorry that it is a quick one today, but quite honestly, we got shiz to do.
Got shit to do, man. I've got shit to do. Like, I'm going to cry over pictures of the gym for about half an hour, and then I'll take a nap and cry again.
Nice. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I'll do 2 sets of crying.
2 sets of crying.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 set of eye rubbing.
Yes. Yeah.
Good one. Good wrist movement. Good for forearms.
Yep.
Dear God. Right. Okay. Love you lots, and we will speak to you again soon.
Ciao for now.
Bye bye. Bye bye.